What's up, YouTube? So, today I just played a ranked game and it was atrocious. I had just gotten to 1340 ELO and I had finally thought I had gotten out of the troll region. But apparently, there's still so many super noobs here because there's so many people who have just started ranked for their first time, while I have finally gotten here after maybe several hundreds and hundreds of ranked games. So today I did exceptionally well as my jungler. I pretty much had like 9 kills, maybe 1 or 2 deaths, and 9 or 10 assists. But I wasn't able to carry my team because all our lanes lost and fed horribly despite my godly ganks and stuff. Anyhow, that's just how it is, and you just have to get through it by playing lots of games and playing the statistics, which sucks because unless you're tremendously skilled, you're not going to rise that quickly due to the amount of trolls out there, which, could be considered a good thing because that requires you to increase your skill. Because I do see a ton of people who are exceptionally skilled and can carry their game even with 4 trolls. Anyhow, this is actually a gameplay I did do a video on before. However, I decided to play it in real time for you guys because there's so much more to comment than what I can show you guys. So essentially what we have here is a revive Mordekaiser, right? And he is pretty much trolling, and the first thing we see him do is walk into a turret after going into the jungle at the start of the game and dying. So right now I'm thinking to myself, okay, this guy's a troll. And right now, if you can, just pause the video and go look at the chat at the beginning too, because you'll see a bunch of screwy stuff in the chat as well. One of the things you'll see is one of the characters saying he'll go 4 or 6 Vampiric Scepters as build, and Mordekaiser saying he's gonna go AD. Now, judging from this alone already, and the item builds, and on top of that, all the crap they said in queue, you should have seen the queue. They were trolling hard, cussing each other out, threatening to intentional feed. You would think this game is over. As you can see now, Mordekaiser in their jungle again. They just barely managed to escape somehow. But now there's 2 mid and Mordekaiser stealing the CS. And I have to effectively 2v1 bot, and I'm getting zoned out pretty hard by Alistar. Now, before I continue, I want to tell you guys that we do win this game. And that's the thing. Most people, regardless of the elo, because I see the same horrible mindset in the lowest of elos around 500 elo back when I used to be there for like several hundred ranked games, to the elo I'm at now, to 1800, 1900, even higher, 2000 elo. I do see this mindset on streams a lot, and when I do a queue with high elo people, when they have a horrible mindset like that, like they already say GG, and they say the game is over before it's really gotten started, just because of trolls and stuff like that, they usually tend to lose. But I also see a lot that when you have a positive mindset and you never surrender, and you just keep trying your hardest, you will actually get somewhere. So as you can see, I'm doing fairly well. I haven't died yet, bot, which is really good. And you have to have this positive mindset, which I've picked up from several people based on some guides and streams and certain people. I did see a 1-person 2v1 bot in a very high elo game because of trolls as well. I think it was Hotshot GG in his stream. Basically in his stream, there's some mix up in the queue, and they ended up having no support and a second jungler. So Hotshot GG had to 2v1 bot, and he managed to do it for the longest time ever until the other people could do well. What they ended up doing was letting the troll roam around and do what he wanted. So this is technically what we're doing now, and our troll is pretty much deciding to steal and starve Anivia mid lane This isn't too good because they could be ganked, but it would still make it a 2v2, so it's not too bad. The problem is that they have to share CS in one lane, which means they're going to be starved. And I'm going to be starved here because you can see Alistar is effectively zoning me out. Now you can see earlier trying to come down for a gank, making it a 2v2, which might be possibly good because, I might be able to outskill them if it's 2v2 evenly matched. But you can see here, Sivir shoots out her boomerang, which is a bad move on her part. There's a lot of things I think she does wrong, though I think Sivir and Alistar are fairly decent players. One thing is, by throwing out her boomerang, she tells earlier that there's a ward there and that she knows he's there, and also that she tries to damage earlier. There are a couple bad things she does because of this. One, the damage her boomerang is going to do on earlier is like non-existent. You see, I get caught out here by Alistar, which is why I have to stay back and pretty much be starved of CS, because if I get caught out like that again, I'm gonna be one-shotted by them, or if not one-shotted, I'll lose the trade badly, and they have Alistar to heal Sivir, so any trade damage I win won't be that significant. So now I get pushed to my wave here, and the point of this is to clear the wave as soon as you can. You see Alistar is coming up and then backing down. That's a bad move by him. If I was Alistar, I would have gone all the way up as soon as the wave came with him, because there's no waves of my own, and he could have possibly turret dived me and killed me. What I did was I immediately cleared the wave. I knew I would lose CS if I cleared the wave that fast with my spell shots, but I had to do it because if I didn't, I would have been turret dived and I would have died. Back to the earlier thing, the reason it was a bad move for Sivir to shoot it out was because she showed that it was warded, which means she could have stayed there and pretended she didn't notice earlier, which would have caused earlier to stay for another 1 or 2 minutes, which would have starved him of time jungling and farming and gaining levels and gold. And also, the damage Sivir shoots with her boomerang at earlier is influential. It's like 100 damage, which he'll be able to heal up real quickly. So it's pointless to do that, and it shows that it's warded, so he's not going to come back here. So the main problem with Sivir and Alistar bot is they're not being as aggressive as they should. If they were much more aggressive and Alistar stood at the very tip of the brush, he could have possibly probably killed me by now. Like right now where I'm standing, if he would have been at the tip of the brush and smashed me against the wall and then smashed the ground, that would have been enough time for Sivir to do tons of damage on me, and I wouldn't have the sustain right now to heal it back up against them. So, I'm losing really badly in CS to Sivir, but that's okay because I am 2v1ing them. See, I'm keeping 2 people preoccupied while I'm letting the troll Mordekaiser roam around, try and steal their blue buff, pretty much disrupt their enemy jungler and cause their jungler more confusion and time wasted from ganking and farming. The problem with that is their jungler can't gank really because we have a roam troll Mordekaiser who's pretty much gonna make any gank into a 2v2 rather than a 1v2, and it looks like all our lanes can solo pretty well, so we've been doing pretty well. You see here our score was 0-3. Before it was 0-2 in kills to death, or kills to kills. So by that time, that was probably our lowest time of the game. Most people with the negative mindset probably would have rage quit. But the reason I didn't was I adopted this positive mindset as I learned from guides and streams and stuff. So as you can see here, I am warding the brush. The reason is because you need to see where Alistar is so you don't get CC down. A lot of carries will choose not to spend money on wards, which is a terrible choice. If your support is there, then by all means don't spend any money on wards. But if your support fails to ward consistently and ignores all your attempts to ask him to ward, you have to pretty much ward yourself. That 75 gold is going to be much more beneficial than a little 75 more on some damage, because you're going to get ganked real bad or CC hard. See, Alistar should have come up straight as the wave came, because that was a straight up like 20 minion wave, and my win minion wave wasn't there. If he had come up there and smashed me and then Sivir hit me, boom. So now what happened was I purposely cleared the wave as soon as I could, and now they were just too hesitant and stupid. So since I tried my best to clear the wave as fast as I could, by the time they decided to attack me, the wave was gone and they faced a ton of minion aggro. Another stupid move by Sivir, you see, she decides to come straight back and she decides to attack me while I attacking her rather than just straight up run. You see here, if I got them both down to really low health, which is really good for 2v1. Unfortunately, I get really close to getting Sivir. She manages to escape with one like 10 HP left, and I unfortunately lose because see, now my flash is about to come up. If I had that flash like 5 seconds earlier, I would have killed Sivir. But it's really good because I caused Alistar to use his exhaust, all his summoner spells, out of mana. I caused them both to run out of HP and use their summoner spells. I think maybe one of them's flashed or something. But anyhow, this is really good for me because I'm keeping two people preoccupied while Mordekaiser is free to do whatever he wants. The good thing about Mordekaiser is he's not intentionally feeding. I did talk to him after the game, and it turns out that what he was doing was actually pretty good. So this gameplay is actually going to come to an end really soon. If you want to see the rest in real time, go look at part 2 or my sped up version, which is the entire game in one video.